All right, today, team, we are going to talk about our next project. I'm recording this, just a heads up, so you'll see all this stuff. It might not be correct all the way at the top, but you'll be fine. We're going to start off today and we're going to talk about artists that inspire us. A lot of people, when they start looking at art, look for other people to be inspired by. That is what I want you to do for your project is I want you to be inspired by another artist. And that's the goal for this project is you should be able to look at an artist, see what they're doing, see what they're making, enjoy that work, and then try to not copy it, but you should be able to be inspired by and create a new piece of art because of that. Let's see. All right, so our artist inspiration project. Um, Find an artist who inspires you. Do not copy, but come up with a project that you are inspired by because of their work. That is the most important thing to think about is making sure that you are inspired because of that other person. So this is your main guiding question throughout this whole process, this whole project. Think about this one guiding question. What type of medium will be the most successful and how will I use that artist as my inspiration? You guys have been in my class for a very long time now. You know what you are good at. You know what you are bad at. You might be good at colored pencils. Bree, you're great at like digital work. Um, Eleanor, you're great at needlepoint. Whatever you're good at, keep the same theme. Don't start being, hey, I just want to try art. I want to try colored pencils today, even though I've never done. Don't do that. Keep in your lane. Keep the thing that you're going to be the most successful with, and start looking for artists that inspire you because of the same medium you're working with. That will make you a very successful project when we are done with this. Second thing that will make you to make you successful besides the guiding question is your learning map with your themes here. So I wrote my themes down over here. This is a learning map. A learning map is where you start with an idea and build off that idea. So if I am working with, let's say I like birds. I'm going to use that as my example today. Birds is my example. So I want to draw some birds. What kind of birds? Well, I can start listing birds. So in the middle of my learning map, I will write birds. And then I'll write like maybe North American birds. And I can start making a list of all my North American birds, South American birds, exotic birds, flightless birds. And I can make all of these lists of my birds so that when I'm starting to hone in on my ideas, I already have the whole list done. I don't have to start thinking later on in my life what I need to do. I can already start thinking of exact birds I want because I've already made the list. Or I can start crossing off birds, like definitely not going to do that bird, this bird, or that bird. Your themes, we work with these every single week. So choose a theme that you are going to be successful with as well. So if I was doing the birds, I would put nature. So I'd go to my learning map, I'd put nature and birds because that's my theme and that's my subject matter. So I'd have those two, and then I can start writing down all sorts of fun stuff with this project. You need to find artists. How do you find artists? Very simple. You go to the web page that I already created for you right here, and right here in this top right corner, it says artist inspiration list. You click on that, and boom, I'm giving you a list of like 40 different artists. In those artists, as soon as you see their names, it says Max. Behind it is the theme portrait. Behind that is a link to the actual artist website. So if you found your theme and if it was nature like birds, you can look through my list and find the nature person, click on them and start figuring out if you like their work. Remember, you're being inspired by them. You're not stealing their work. You're not going to say, well, this guy only paints this way. I have to paint the exact way and this is his subject matter, so I'm just going to copy him. That's not what it is. It is finding a common ground that you might want to use with this project. Here's my examples. These are personal examples from my life, my personal examples. Um, this artist over here, she made prints using erasers. I liked that idea. So I made prints using erasers. Now, I didn't steal that idea because this idea has been around for a while, but I was inspired by these prints to make my own. I didn't steal her idea. I didn't look at all her drawings and then try to recopy them. That's not what I tried to do. I looked at her artwork and said, that's a good idea. Let me try to do that. Here's another example. Again, this is from real life. You've seen this. This is up by my desk. over there. This is an artist I was inspired by, Eric Paws. He drew this tricycle. That tricycle had breaking points. He doubled them up a little bit, separated them a little bit. I liked the way he drew it. It wasn't a plain tricycle. So when I went back to start drawing my work, I started breaking down my shoe in different levels and different areas. I was inspired by his. We're not doing shoes. We're not doing he didn't do shoes. He didn't do anything along those lines. I just looked at what he did. I was inspired by it to make my own that was different. So make sure that you are being inspired by that person, but you're still finding that own voice of yours in your project. You need to find your voice when you do this. So I look at your picture and I say, hey, this looks like an original drawing that you created. Please tell me who your artist is. And then you can tell me your artist and I can look it up and check it out. But don't steal their work. I'm not looking to have you recreate it. Once again, inspire, not steal. It's very important. Find that artist, stalk their Instagram account, find their Facebook account, find a website, find as much as you can about that artist. Find out all their stuff that you like so you can kind of understand who that artist is. Find something interesting in creating because of their influence. Find something you are interested in creating because of their influence. So again, once you look through all of their stuff, you'll be like, oh, I see they're really thick in this nature theme. I like how they're doing these birds, but maybe I'm going to do it a little bit different. Again, we're not stealing their ideas. We're using them as inspiration. And that's a difference. There's a giant difference between the two. So make sure you're doing that. We're not using clay. I put that up there. No clay. I'm going to use clay this project. I want to keep the room clean. I want to keep it going. No clay. Do not copy their art. Please, please, please. Rubric. This is how we're going to grade this project. Pretty simple ideas. Your learning map, 25. Sketch, 25%. Originality, 25%. Relatability to the artist. Can we see it after you show me? Can I find that? Yes. Written statement. We have one every week. No different on this. And the last but not least is your craftsmanship. I'm going to put that really high. We've been in my class for quite a while, guys. I know how you work. You know how I'm expecting your work to be done. Craftsmanship. How well did you color? How well did you paint? How well did you create that piece of art? How much time did you use on that? Hold on a second. Let me let them in. Come on in. I am recording real quick. So back to this. My rubric grading point. I'm breaking it down. Craftsmanship. Make sure you are doing good with your craftsmanship. That's the last thing. One more time. We're going to go back over it. Your guiding question. What type of medium will I be the most successful with, and how will I use the artist as my inspiration? That is something you have to think about throughout this whole process. That guiding question will be put up on the board for you guys to continue to remember and check out. Questions. Any questions? Millie, any questions? You're good? All right. So that's our project. That's what we're working on for the week. Take your time. Do a good job on this. And I can't wait to see what you make. Let's go.